Greetings, brothers and sisters. I hope all is well. So we all know that the American New Year is coming up very soon, right? And I just wanted to make this video to let the brothers and sisters that truly strive for the Most High to know and understand that this is not the true New Year. And I'm going to prove it biblically what the true New Year is in this video. I want to make it quick, because that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? I sharpen iron and I enlighten others. So without further ado, let's get into it, man. So the first year, biblically, the true first year, or the first month of the year, is called Nisan. Nisan. And the Bible is called Nisan, Nisan, which would be classified as spring, the beginning of spring. You know what I'm saying? So the month of Nisan in the Bible is usually the end of March to the beginning of April, in other words. This year it fell on April 9th, if I'm not mistaken. Next year is going to fall on another day, probably. So, in the Bible, a new moon is what starts a new month. Of course, it also enlightens us on when feast days are to take place. Back in the ancient times when offerings were to take place back then, so forth and so on. Remember that I said that the moon is what transitions us into a new month. A new moon does. And basically, of course, we all got Google, but if you don't know what the new moon looks like, it's when the moon looks like the letter C. It's not the full big moon. It's when it looks like the letter C. It's very thin. You see, the calendars that they used back then and the ones that they use now are not the same ones. The one that we use now in America or Western civilization is called the Roman or the Julian calendar. The one back then that was used was the Enochian calendar, which is the true calendar, in which both of those calendars are contrary to one another, because one is revolved around the sun's passage. That's the one we go off now. But the one that tells you in the Bible to go, that's the one we're supposed to go off of. That revolves around the new moons, as I just spoke. So they're contrary to one another. The true one goes off of the moon. The false one that we live under now, it goes under the sun's passage. Because remember what I just said, every new moon starts a new month, not a new sun. You feel me? The sun look the same every day. You know what I'm saying? The sun looks the same every day, and it rises and falls the same every day. The moon looks different, can look different every night. You know what I'm saying? So the moon is what we're supposed to follow when it comes to new months, feasts, and holy days and stuff like that, not the sun. That's how this captivity, because this is captivity, that's how they do it. It's not how we supposed to do it. It's not how we did it when we weren't in captivity. Numbers 10 and 10. Also, in the day of your gladness and in your solemn days and in the beginning of your months, ye shall blow with the trumpets over your burnt offerings and over the sacrifices of your peace offerings, that they may be to you for a memorial before your God. I am the Lord your God. Remember how I said blow the trumpets in your new months? Now let's move to another scripture. Psalms 81 and 3. Remember how I just said blow the horn during your new months. It says, blow up the trumpet in the new moon in the time appointed, on our solemn feast day. It just said the same thing in the other passage. That lets you know that the horns are blew at the new moons, the new feast days, which is the new months. You did what I'm saying? Every new moon is a new month. It's not the same as how the Western civilization does it. When you look into it, the word Nisan, which is the first month of the year biblically, it's called Nisan, Nisan. The word is derived from the Akkadian word Nisani, which means first fruits. Bam. You did what I'm saying? First fruits. When do the first fruits grow during the year? In spring, right? When everything starts to grow. Exactly. The year Nisan means, the month of Nisan means first fruits. That's at the beginning of the year, which is in late March, early April, when all the fruits and trees and everything else begins to blossom. Flowers, all that, herbs, all that. That's more proof that the beginning of the year is when everything starts to bloom again, not when everything is dead like in the wintertime. January 1st, you in the middle of the dead season, everything dead, no leaves on the trees, no fruits, no flowers, no herbs, no everything's dead. There's barely anything in season. That's the end of the year, not the beginning. I know it's starting to make sense to y'all now. I know. Don't try to say, oh no, that's crazy. Because you going against your own logic. You're going against your own mind and you're weak. You know what I'm saying? And people like that usually get destroyed. Calling something crazy that they know makes sense. Which leads me to the next point. Which leads me to my next point. The first biblical holiday, holy day, my bad, not holiday. They call them holidays over here. We're not supposed to be keeping those. They're derived from demonic worship, witchcraft, you know what I'm saying, and things of that nature. But biblically, the first holy day of the year is called the Passover. It takes place right at the beginning of the year, right around the first day of the year. We have other holy days that we're supposed to keep, me and my people, you know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody will keep them at one point in time. We coming to those times, but that's another video. But what I wanted to say is that we're supposed to keep those holy days, not these wicked holidays, man. The holy days that are in the scriptures forever. Leviticus 23, verses 18 through 21 says that. Stop listening to your pastor saying the laws are done away with and we don't have to keep these holy days that the Most High is telling you to keep. We should keep the holidays that your country is telling you to keep. So you choosing your country over the Most High is what you're saying. You weak. You weak. That's why. You scared of opinions. Oh, he must be crazy. She must be crazy. They don't keep Christmas. They don't celebrate Thanksgiving, Easter, 4th of July. We ain't independent, fool. It's still captivity. What you celebrating the 4th of July for? This ain't our boy. This is not our rest. Valentine's Day. Oh, your girl, you mad. Well, your girl mad because you ain't get enough for Valentine's Day. You done got her 10,000 gifts throughout the rest of the year, but you ain't get enough for Valentine's Day so that she can show off to her friends. She ain't appreciate the other gifts. You need to let her go. But like I said, we are to keep these feast days and holy days to the best of our ability. And I say to the best of our ability because we're not able to fully keep them. You dig what I'm saying? Because the Passover, like what I was just speaking about, everyone will have to go to Jerusalem. And, you know, people ain't got the money to go to Jerusalem. And we don't even know if that's the true Jerusalem or not. They done switched up the map so much throughout history. We don't even know if that's the true Jerusalem. So you keep it the best way you can along with all the other feast days to the best of your ability. But Lord willing, when the time comes around the Passover and other feast days, I'll make videos and dive a little deeper into how you're supposed to keep those feast days and how did they come about, you know, and things of that nature. But until then, man, I'm hoping, and even after then, I'm hoping y'all strengthen your faith in the Most High, your love for the Most High, and your fear of the Most High. Until next time, and forever blessings.